The Book of Psalms stands as a timeless testament to the depths of human emotion, capturing the full spectrum of human experience from joy and gratitude to sorrow and despair, and the unwavering faithfulness of God, who remains a constant presence through all of life's trials and triumphs. Within this sacred collection we find Psalm 10, a poignant lament that resonates deeply with individuals facing oppression, injustice, and the seeming absence of God. It is a cry that echoes through the ages, speaking to the hearts of those who feel unheard and unseen. This psalm, a raw and honest outpouring of the human heart, invites us to explore the complexities of faith amidst suffering. It challenges us to confront our own doubts and fears, and to seek solace in the promise of divine justice, and the unwavering hope found in God's ultimate justice. The imagery of light breaking through darkness serves as a powerful reminder that even in our darkest moments, there is hope. Psalm 10 is a lament, a passionate cry for help in the face of overwhelming adversity. It is a plea for intervention, a desperate call for God to act against the injustices that plague the world. It is a prayer uttered by someone who feels abandoned and alone, surrounded by enemies who appear to be winning. The psalmist's words capture the anguish of feeling forsaken, yet they also reflect a deep-seated belief in God's power to change the situation. This psalm is not a passive acceptance of suffering, but an active wrestling with God, demanding answers and seeking divine intervention. It is a testament to the strength of faith that refuses to be silenced, even in the face of overwhelming odds. Unlike many other psalms with clear authorship, Psalm 10 is anonymous. This lack of a named author allows the psalm to transcend individual experience, becoming a universal voice for all who suffer. This anonymity allows readers throughout history to identify with the psalmist's plight, regardless of their specific circumstances. It speaks to the shared human experience of suffering and the collective hope for justice. The absence of a named author amplifies the universality of the psalm's message, making it a timeless prayer for all who suffer. It is a reminder that we are not alone in our struggles and that our cries for justice are heard. The placement of Psalm 10, immediately following Psalm 9, suggests a deliberate connection. This juxtaposition highlights the contrast between the celebration of God's past victories and the present reality of suffering. Some scholars believe that these two psalms were originally a single unit, their themes and messages intertwined. Together they offer a comprehensive view of the human experience, balancing the hope of deliverance with the reality of ongoing struggle. While Psalm 9 focuses on God's triumph and the eventual downfall of the wicked, Psalm 10 delves into the present reality of suffering. It captures the tension between faith and doubt, hope and despair, and the agonizing wait for deliverance. It is a powerful reminder that even in our darkest moments we are not alone, and that our cries for justice will one day be answered. While the author of Psalm 10 remains unnamed in the text itself, Jewish tradition attributes its authorship to King David, a figure who knew both triumph and tribulation intimately. David's life was a tapestry of highs and lows, victories and defeats, moments of divine favor and times of profound despair. This attribution finds support in the psalm's themes of persecution, injustice, and the desperate longing for God's intervention, elements that resonate with David's own life experiences. As a young shepherd, David faced the dangers of the wild, protecting his flock from predators. David, the shepherd king of Israel, was no stranger to adversity. His early years were marked by solitude and the constant threat of danger. He faced the wrath of King Saul who, consumed by jealousy, sought to eliminate him. Saul's relentless pursuit forced David into a life of constant movement and uncertainty. David spent years in hiding, fleeing from Saul's relentless pursuit, his life constantly in danger. He sought refuge in caves, forests, and among foreign tribes, always on the run. This period of David's life mirrors the sentiments expressed in Psalm 10, the feeling of being hunted, the despair at the seeming triumph of the wicked, and the desperate plea for God's protection. The psalm captures the raw emotion of a man who feels abandoned and is crying out for divine intervention. The historical context of David's reign further strengthens the argument for his authorship. His reign was fraught with challenges, both from external enemies and internal strife. During his time, Israel faced numerous threats from surrounding nations and internal conflicts. The constant state of warfare and political intrigue would have weighed heavily on David's mind. These external and internal pressures often resulted in injustice and oppression, particularly towards the vulnerable and marginalized. David, with his deep sense of justice, would have been deeply troubled by these issues. David, as king, would have been acutely aware of these situations, his heart burdened by the suffering of his people. His leadership was marked by a profound empathy for the downtrodden and a desire to see justice prevail. The language and imagery used in Psalm 10 also align with Davidic authorship. The psalmist's words are rich with metaphor and simile, painting vivid pictures of the struggles faced by the righteous. The psalmist employs vivid metaphors and similes, drawing upon the natural world and the realities of ancient warfare. These elements are characteristic of David's poetic style, reflecting his deep connection to both the divine and the earthly. This evocative language, characteristic of David's psalms, paints a visceral picture of the psalmist's anguish and the brutality of the wicked. It is a heartfelt cry for deliverance, a plea that resonates with anyone who has faced overwhelming odds and sought solace in faith.